Good morning, Unhinged live stream class people. We will soon find out if shifting this class to the morning was a good idea or not. Let's see about getting this.
Working.
Yeah, it's working.
There you go.
Sharing it to the other girl. And oops. Okay, cool. Good morning, Kim. Have you been following along, or is this the first one you come across? It's early. Got a cup of coffee. I almost made an adult beverage and said it's 5 o'clock somewhere else. Right on, right on. Well, I'm going to give this a little bit more time and see if we can get a few more people on here before we get real busy in it. Will you hand me that brush? No, the other one, the chip brush. Yeah. I want to clean this off a little bit. Good morning. Get this cleaned up a little bit. Who else have been building along? I saw some progress pictures this past week. I saw Psycho Axeman posted last night. He went ahead and jumped ahead, carved the face into his.
Of course he did.
Anyway, today you're gonna need your pumpkin. So here's where I'm at with mine. Man, that light in the back sucks. I need some new lighting. But I widened these out. You can tell from the last one we were about this wide. I really brought these. Now that backlight is what. See that glare? That's what sucks. I really brought that out a lot wider.
Well, you need that.
Yep. So it really makes it look a lot more like a pumpkin. By the time we paint this up, these will come out quite a bit. You'll be able to see that top looks pretty good. And it's pretty stout. So, I mean, it's not super stout, but it's stout. It's not as stout as clay, but it is stout. It holds up. I did wind up with a little bit of glue right here that just kind of dripped and dropped off as it was drying because I really saturated this stuff, especially that next day when I went ahead and widened everything out. I really laid the glue to it, or Mache paste. I guess I need to call it that. So anyway, today we're just basically going to need marker. We're going to be doing the face. I hope if you're doing this along, you've got a Dremel tool or something, because even with this being cotton, it's much easier to cut this with a Dremel tool. And we're going to do the face. We're going to need cotton balls, and I'll show you how to build up some layering of the cotton balls. Doing the face, you can get really extreme and really broad with your facial expressions and stuff. However, it's not like clay, right? Because clay, you can kind of build it all up into one setting. This will be, you're going to kind of build it up a little bit, and then you're going to want it to dry up. And if you want to bring those exaggerated features out more, then you're going to want to come back in after it's dried and add more to it so you don't squash down the stuff that you already got going on. I've got to unroll a few cotton balls, so I'm going to do that and talk to you guys at the same time, I guess. I am tired. I'm not going to need a whole lot. Not a whole lot of cotton balls for this.
Should have got up earlier. It would have been more lively, maybe.
Yes, I should have been up hours ago. I didn't get up early enough. I let myself sleep in. We were up kind of late last night, so I slept in a little too long. So I wasn't super prepared for this morning. I got up just in time to let the dogs out, feed them, make some coffee, and yeah, add some more Mache paste to my bucket.
Which is kind of funny because he never sleeps in, so it's kind of weird. I'm the sleeper and I sleep in all the time.
Yeah, generally on the weekends I don't sleep in much past
Like
7:30 or something like that.
What are you
Even
doing?
on the weekends.
Rufus, come here. What are you doing?
Well, we had 5, now we got 4. Then we're gonna have 3. Then we're gonna have 2. I don't know, maybe too early in the morning for anybody. I know in California it's like 8 o'clock. So they're just waking up.
Maybe you should have done 12 for 1. Bob Carroll, I'm here.
Bob, what's up? What's up, man? Is it early your time?
Where's he from?
I'm not sure where Bob's from. I've never, we're on Facebook all the time, and I've never paid attention to where Bob lives. But my face today, I'm going to, man, I wish I should have brought some pumpkins down here on some other things I made to give you guys some ideas. I am going to kind of emulate for this pumpkin, this mouth scenario set up in these eyes. That's on that little one there. I kind of dig that, and I don't have a big pumpkin with that kind of grin that goes out in my yard. So I'm going to take advantage of that today and do it that way. But here, this is the cool thing with this stuff. We've done this all with cotton. The cotton gets pretty darn hard. This one, if you really want to like over exaggerate the mouth and make it big and really gaping, you can get away with that with cotton ball pumpkins. It won't fall in on itself. You know, when you do paper clay and you really exaggerate and make huge mouths over time, that starts to kind of fall in and get closer and closer together. These don't do that. They hold up way better.
He says Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, right on.
And Kim says I'm in OK. And so she's on our time.
Oklahoma, right on.
We live by Oklahoma.
Yeah, we live real close to the Oklahoma border. I mean, super
we're
close.
On the edge. On the edge of Oklahoma and Missouri, right next to us.
Like in 2 minutes, I can be in Oklahoma, and in 2 minutes, we could be in Missouri.
There's actually one spot though over by the casino, isn't it, where you can be?
Yeah.
And all 3?
Yeah, all 3. So there's one spot not too far from us, about 5 miles or so from us, where all 3 states borders line up. We got a marker there where you can almost stand in all 3 states at the same time.
She said she's been up about an hour. It doesn't mean she's awake. I agree.
Uh-huh.
I haven't even
Right
been up
on,
that
me
long.
too.
He didn't wake me.
Yeah, Carrie just got up.
Rufus, you want to lay down, buddy? Come here.
I think he wants to go back upstairs, but I don't see. Anytime he gets over here and he
The
stares
cat-
that way, he freaks out.
The cat was running around and messing with him too, though. Maybe it's the cat. I don't know. It's the ghost in our house.
I mean, that's just. And I've always noticed, even when I'm down here and by myself and I'm working, when he comes in here, he freaks out. He doesn't want to walk the other way. I have some big old dogs, a couple of big dogs. I got one that's come down here, Rufus. He's pretty big, and then when you go back out that way, of course, that side of the house, this side of the basement over here is kind of junky. It's got all our overflow of stuff in it, and then this room's tucked off back here in the corner. But man, every time he'll start out that door, and then he looks and he just stops and he just whines and he stares at stuff, and there's nothing there, and he just whines and he won't.
Now he's coming back. I don't
Won't
know.
go past it.
I don't know what he's doing. He's a mess. He's a big dog too. It cracks me up. And he gets that freaked out.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
I bet you Chance is back upstairs sleeping.
He got into Rufus, what are you doing? He's a little turd. He got into my seat because he thought I was going to come sit with him. What are you doing, big boy?
See, now you're going to be trapped again.
Okay, here. Just lay down. Lay down. He's wanting attention for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Bubba. Lay down.
All right, this I'm sure is going to be enough cotton for dealing with his face. And then we're going to move on. So all we're doing today is getting this face set up. I'm going to show you guys how to do it, how to build your layers on. Depending on how, if you're building along, and depending on how crazy you go with this face, you're not going to get all your face done. I mean, you're going to get it all done. The face is going to bit if you're going to build your features out right. Like I said before, you have to let this kind of set up. My animals are going crazy. You're going to have to let that kind of set up and dry and then add more features to it later. Bulk it out. Like if you want bigger brows and things like that, you just got to layer it up. And it's easier to layer it up by being light-handed and letting that be thick and then come back to it later. Just like we did doing the pumpkin itself. Okay, cool. But yeah, anyway, that was the thing. You know, when you really you're starting here, you really widen this stuff out. That's really what gives you that pumpkin-y look. I could have even done more with this, but I didn't. So let's move you guys down a little bit where you kind of see this pumpkin. Not so much me. How about more of the pumpkin there? Anyway, in any pumpkin, I'm sure you guys do the same thing, right? Like, I just turn it and look and imagine a face, and I just kind of look for the best spot that's going to make the coolest face. And I think I found it. Is there a pencil right up there? Or no, right there. Any one of those should have.
You sure?
Try that blue one. This is a possibility right here. That may be exactly what we do. And when I'm judging face, I'm also looking at the stem up top, how it's positioned and looks, and you know, that's going to do it right there. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw this out with a pencil so I can kind of erase it a little bit. Once I'm done with that, then I'm going to go over it with a marker. That way it's much more pronounced. I can see it. And then I'm going to cut this thing out with a Dremel tool. And we'll start working on the face. Let's see if I can move this camera around in a different angle, so maybe you can. Oh, look at that, man! So you guys see all this junk back here? That's not what we want to see. But we're gonna try to get you guys some close up looks at this. I'll put these eyes way up here. I'm really going to kind of over exaggerate that a little bit. My hand's right in the way, huh? I'll move this camera around and you guys can't even see what I'm doing.
Is that easier?
Hmm?
I'm trying to see.
I don't know. I figured the pencil it's not gonna be picked up very well by the camera in the first place.
I mean, you can kind of see it.
I'm trying to just draw it where my hands hung in the way. That's the toughest thing. Now I'm gonna take this grin on this guy, and I always think they look more evil. Like when you start, the top of the smile way up here, kind of above eye level a little bit, right, and then bring that stuff. So even if you do a big gaping mouth and stuff, the problem is it gets pretty rough. The bigger and more gapy you make the mouth, a lot of times it weakens these Mache pumpkins. These hold up a little bit better, but a standard Mache pumpkin, with clay, it becomes a little more of a pain. And I'm going to set some markers so we're kind of close. And we're going to start. I'm going to start way up here at the top. I'm going to kind of pull it out wide. And all I'm going to do to start my mouth is just one line all the way around. And then I'm going to draw the mouth out off of that, like the teeth and things. So. Yeah, see this side, I pulled that one up too high to begin with. That looks a little better. And then I'm just going to make some. How do I want to do this? So how do I want to do this? I think pretty much I want to start off by just drawing some reference lines down the face. 2.
Breeze. Brenda is here.
Good morning, Brenda. It's so funny because it just feels natural to say Bree Bree.
I know.
I'm completely out of it.
Hey, what are you eating? Don't be eating stuff on the floor.
Yeah. Chance don't be eating anything on the floor down here. All right. I'm moving the camera back around this way a little bit. That way I can concentrate a little. Boy, there's some lag time today. Everyone can really see that.
Hey, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who is in the Halloween making spirit already.
I'm always making all the time. Halloween's 24/7. Let's see if we can make this work now.
Love it. Any big projects for the year?
Do what?
He said loves it. He said love it. Any big projects for the year?
No big projects yet. I do have. Will you sharpen that? I'm not sharpening there. I've got an idea for this. Another pumpkin creature monster thing that's going to be bigger, but yet, and it's not going to be like super huge. But it should be, it's going to be bigger, but not super big. Sometimes I just feel like I run out of ideas for pumpkin faces. but that's because a lot of my pumpkins, I'm trying to make these look more like they actually came alive versus, you know, a Disney face or something like that. I think I can work with that. Guys can kind of see that face. I'm going to work with that. I think that's going to look pretty pretty good. I'm going to take a marker now and go around it so I can see when I'm cutting. And that marker needs to go in the trash. Oh, I missed. He shoots. He misses. He shoots. He misses. It's too early in the morning.
It's not that early though.
It's early in the morning when you woke up late. Yeah, we're going to over exaggerate all this stuff a little bit. A lot of this stuff, once I cut it out, when we start putting some cotton ball on this, just the cotton ball, we can kind of change even the way this stuff looks right now. So the drawing is always more of it's a guide, right? I think some of these I'm going to really dig those up higher whenever I go to cut that out. And we're going to make them look pretty nasty. Make them look pretty nasty with the cotton. I'll build all that up. I'll try to get some extra little tears and ridges in it. It's going to get loud here in a little bit, and do I have a way to mute this whenever I do that? I don't think I do. Dang it. Dang it. It's just going to be loud. No real way to mute. Where did I go with that line? I lost that. Okay, we went.
Good morning. I'm super late. Sorry. I think it might have been too early this morning. for me.
You're not super late. All we're doing is working on the drawing on the face right now because I was late too, and I'm not completely awake. So it's been taking me just a little bit of time to kind of get this thing together. I'm even way more quiet than usual this morning too. Woo! But glad you showed up. I'm always happy to see everybody show up. I've been thinking, because I'm getting ready to I'm going to get pretty hot and heavy doing quite a few different projects. Some of the projects are going to be videos for the YouTube platform. Some projects I'm going to try to keep doing maybe kind of live. I don't know. But I think I'm going to try to start doing for those patrons that are out there, like Wednesday night, every Wednesday night just going live on Patreon so you guys can see what I'm working on and what's happening. And then if you guys have got projects and stuff and questions or whatever, I can help all you guys out. talk to you about that. So here's our face. Let me pull this up. There we go. See, I dig it when you bring these way up here. We're gonna cut that out. That grin starting so far up and then coming down. It's just got a menacing look to it, and I love that look. Like I said, when you're doing with clay, the higher up you go, you're making this thing weaker. Pull it off. It weakens up a little bit on this, but the fact this is cotton and it's much lighter, we don't get a lot of flap in the mouth and stuff like we would if we were claying this thing up. So,
Berlina, I think so you say. I'm not really awake either. I got to get some caffeine. That's what Jay's drinking today.
Yeah.
Caffeine.
I got some caffeine right now. All right, let's get this Dremel tool out. Let's get cutting this up. Let's get the mutilating mark. Well, where's my Dremel? I know it's in here. Wasn't too long ago that I missed it. Oh, there it is. There she is. Under the Spanish moss. I need to get those drawers organized.
I'm going to leave while you do that because my head isn't in it right now.
Got a headache?
Yeah. So when you're done, I'll come back. I'm sorry. So I won't be able to read until then. But
It's like the Berlin Wall just had an A
that's what I thought.
to it.
As I said, Berlina, right?
Berlina?
I guess.
Berlina?
Berlina.
All right. We're going to lose Carrie for a little bit. She got a headache. And I'm going to apologize in advance.
Oh, buddy.
This is going to get loud. And I don't see that I have any way at all. Oh, wait. I think I can mute it. Here's the thing. I'm talking. Tell me if I mute. Well, I was talking when I put my hand in front of that. Could you hear me? If not, and not just drive you guys crazy. Awesome. It was muted. Sweet. Let's get this set up. And get you guys muted. So it's not so loud. And I just ran the other day because I lost. This is a side cutter for the Dremel. You can buy it. It even comes with a little guide thing if you want to set a depth and all that stuff. I lost mine. I grabbed 2 or 3 of them the other day over at Home Depot. And getting text. Anyhow, so brand new. That's what we're going to use. And we're going to cut this out real quick. And we'll mute. Be nice if I had some if I had some elevator music I could play for you while I had you muted. That'd be sweet too. Oh, that was loud. All right. It's gonna get quiet. All right, noise is over. Man, I haven't used a side cutter like that in a long time. I honestly think the other bit, and I don't have it with me, that I was using does a little better, because that thing, it likes to grab. I don't know if you saw it jumping around quite a few times. It grabbed and pulled and did some other stuff. Nothing that can't be fixed. Just kind of annoying. Let Carrie know it's all done. And let's clean this off. Should probably sweep this into a trash bag versus just all over the floor. But
They should be happy that you're able to mute that, because I could hear it all the way upstairs. It's loud.
yeah, it was loud down here. Probably. I'm gonna have to vacuum this floor because I just swept all this off onto the floor. I'm only cleaning this all up because I'll be setting my cotton balls down on here, and I don't like to pick up all that debris. I don't like to pick up all that debris in my cotton balls. And probably going to put him on the stand here in a minute. Let's trim up a little bit of this. And see, I don't know if it's, but we got some separation here. Whenever I start layering our cotton balls back on here, I'll wrap around some of this and then kind of glue it all back in place. Because when we layered up this stuff, you know, there's cotton in here that doesn't not completely soaked with glue, so it's just open cotton, and that's what gives us these big gaps. Water?
I got a new one. Oh, it's in my purse. That's what I was wondering. It's so weird.
It's right there where you left it.
Sure got my blanket. It's cold down here.
It's cold down here. It's 14 million degrees outside.
Right, well, that's good. It's cold down here then, right? I'm
just surprised you're complaining that it was cold.
It's only 81 today, right now.
Yeah, we finally got a little bit of a break in the weather. It has been crazy hot lately.
I'm gonna get in now.
Just clean up some of these edges. I'm gonna start laying some cotton on it. But see this too, like right here, this pumpkin up, like I said, at the very beginning. The more layers, each armature, the better you're gonna be. I've got a little bit. I can hit this in and out. It's not gonna be that big of a deal because we're dealing with cotton balls, but it would have been way better had I put more layers on to make it even stouter than what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, Kitty. Did I just brush all that up on top of you? She took about 4 steps and
Which one?
Snickers.
Oh, Rufus is gonna eat it now.
Rufus, get out of that.
We have too many animals, guys. The heat was 112 here yesterday.
Dang, that's hot.
Temp was 95. Yeah,
I mean, it feels, I'm sure the heat index it's probably a lot warmer here, but it only got up to like 101 the last couple of days, but I'm sure it was a lot warmer. But it felt like, yeah.
Well, they're calling for. We had a couple days that were like 102. That was without heat index. 101, 102, and then they're calling for. Today's kind of a break in the heat a little bit, if you want to call it that. Where we'll be back down like mid 90s and stuff like that, and then man, next week they're recalling. There's a few days already that they're saying it's going to be 101 day. I saw it's supposed to be 104 that I looked at.
Really?
Yep. In the predicted forecast, and it's
pretty warm for here.
That's not heat index included. That's just temperature wise.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying.
So it's gonna be hot. All right, before I do anything, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little brush, couple little brushes here, and I'm gonna add a whole bunch of my Mache glue just in these sections of these teeth down in here. I want to get that sealed up as good as I can. That way, if I don't get enough cotton around it or whatever, I just want good and sealed up. And then we're going to start building out the structure as far as how the teeth are. I want this to look like it's protruded a little bit more. We're going to change some things. We're going to get some brows on the eyes here, and I might even lift this up on the edges back here to give it like a lip, that's protruding out. So anyway, really slow. I don't know what the problem is today.
Too early for our internet to work right.
I need a stronger computer. That's for sure. And again, my paste that I'm using is this is Type Bond. This is actually Type Bond 3 mixed with water. That's all it is. It's all I've used for years now. Basically Type Bond 2 wood glue and water. Because it dries strong. It's got some weather resistant.
Creepy. Says I can't complain. It's here today and 80s next week. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty decent weather right there. If you really wanted to refine this some more, and I probably could have, like with my Dremel, I got little sanding wheels and stuff too. You could come in and sand some of this back down inside here to flatten it out a little bit more, but you can't do it quite as much as you can with clay, just because we got some of this cotton that's, just cotton in there. Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling Psycho doesn't get up this early.
I don't think so. That might be why he went ahead and cut his face out yesterday.
He's like, I'm not getting up. Or he has to work or something. Who knows? We still have our normal couples on.
So we got our other cohorts on here.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
It's quiet without the candlestick dude. What's his name?
Keith.
Keith. Yeah,
Cobwebs and candlesticks.
I was calling candlestick dude. Quiet without him and Axman though. They're pretty talkative. The girls are too. It's funny that some men are more talkative than we are.
Oh, I needed to bring down a cup of water. I didn't do that. Dang it. Yeah, I need something to put these brushes in. Like a solo cup or whatever.
Yeah.
Once I get this all kind of gummed up and sealed up here, I'm gonna start laying in some cotton. And we can even take some of this cotton and some of these teeth. We want to make them even gnarlier as we put it on. We can pull that cotton and stretch it out and get little danglers and stuff in between or whatever, and really start to make it pretty gnarly looking. Use this little brush in here. And all I'm really doing with this is just using these brushes to just lay a gob of paste in there. My paste is pretty thin today too. I keep it thin on purpose when I'm working with cotton. See, I dig that face. Man, that's pretty gnarly. I like that.
Aren't those the eyes I made once for you?
Well, these
I drew them once.
not
You copied it?
no.
No, they looked like birds, didn't they?
Yeah. And that pumpkin was given away.
It was.
Yeah, to Doug and Brad. Ah, crap. Hey, I bought some Viva paper towels.
Yes.
Do you know where those are?
Yep, I do.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
All of them were.
I just need a roll so I can kind of mop up some of the mess that I'm making. See about moving things around. So as I work, you guys can see.
Texture to them.
Do they have some print? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. I realized that.
I didn't even look.
Wait, I think.
Well, I'm just doing this right now for this, but these are the
usually,
Vivas.
I know that.
I didn't even pay attention because usually Viva paper towels have
That's why.
no texture.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
So I bought some paper towels to do some other Mache projects with.
I have to buy some different ones.
I'm still gonna use them, but generally I'll grab like either the shop towels that you saw me use earlier, the blue ones or whatever, because they don't have any pattern on them, or like Viva paper
Usually
towels.
don't, yeah.
They're cheap and they normally have no printed pattern on them. So I was in the store the other day, just saw them, grabbed them, and guess what? They've got they're printed up.
I mean, it's a subtle print, I feel like, but
It has taken a full hour just to get to here. Wow. I mean, honestly, if you want your pumpkin to look just like a carved pumpkin, you could stop right here, right? Add a little detail onto your stem and then wait for it to dry and paint it. Call it good. I like to add texture around my teeth and my eyes. I like to make these pumpkins look like they came alive and they're not just they're not just a carved jack-o'-lantern, like they're their own creature. So that's what we're going to work on with these cotton balls now. Let's see, should I do that? I think you guys can kind of see pretty good. That's pretty decent, right? You guys can see that, and I can still work. My hand's going to get in the way. I can still work. We're going to roll with.
Rufus is having an attachment issue with me today.
I think he is too. I don't know what exactly his deal is.
Rufus, come here, buddy. I don't want you getting into anything you're not supposed to.
All right, we're gonna play with cotton, and this is gonna be like just little bitty sections at a time, right? Like I'm gonna raise up. I'm gonna pull a piece of cotton right through here. I'm gonna raise that up, and then work off that. I want to raise this lip up on this.
Just run to the bank, so she'll be listening to you and Clancy, but can't do any more work right now. Belinda.
All right, on. What's up, man?
Who? Oh, I didn't see that.
Monster Misfits.
I did. It got right next to me.
Man, I can't. I always forget his name. It's terrible. Him and Keith are the ones that put. They had their both of them basically together were doing the MHC show and had their stuff up there for sale. Just like the other ones, I'm going to put a little bit of glue down first, and then I'm going to apply this. I'm really going to kind of feather this stuff out too because I want it to really just kind of disappear into the pumpkin. I'm really going to load my brush up. And this might help too. I don't know if you guys can see this. Try to get my arm out of the way. Basically, all this stuff, when I've done even earlier, I'm really just dripping the paste on it first and getting it really saturated before I try to put any kind of pressure with my brush. Because if you put pressure with your brush first and it's not saturated, you'll really pull that cotton. We're going to get this all saturated up, and we're going to do a few layers on this and really kind of bring up that.
I feel like you sound kind of like Bob Ross right now.
Bob Ross.
We're like, we're gonna do this. I don't know. We're just
happy little accidents. We're just gonna go right over here and imagine that there's just a little piece of pumpkin just living right over here on the side.
There you go.
Right here.
Got it right down. You got it down, guys.
Just a little piece.
Bob Ross is the best in the whole wide world, I swear.
My hand getting in the way every time I dip. Yeah, it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Man, but I'm right. Can I do this different? I'm right-handed, and I'm used to using that hand. I'm putting it right in the way of the. Yeah, we'll do it like this. I'll work over the top of myself. How about that?
Hey, Berlin, I helped you out.
His
name's Vic.
Oh, right on. That's it. It's Vic.
She didn't tell you. She just talked to him, but.
See, I can even pull the cotton up, right, and kind of cut some texture. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. In with your brush, right there.
Hi, Cooper. And Vic says, I'm easy to forget. No, he just couldn't remember your name.
No, it's just names, man. Just names. I'm horrible with names.
I recognize people's faces, but I am really bad with their names.
Oh, me too. I'm gonna add some more right here. Really kind of build that up.
It's all good. I can't remember names either.
I wish I could listen to the music in the background doing the stuff on YouTube.
You can't though.
Nope.
Unless you make your own music, like.
Yeah, I don't have time to make my own music. And I wouldn't be any good at it. And I'm going to put another spot right here in this corner. And this is just where, whatever, let your imagination run wild here. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong in any of this, to be super honest. Because I'm sure some of the stuff I do, there's people out there that are in this art form and they probably freak out and say that I'm doing it all kinds of wrong. See, we're building that up, creating some thicker ridges versus how we're just kind of flat on that eye. We're just giving a little personality to this old boy here. Give him a little more expression. I'm going to do a little under the eye here, and then we'll work these through the teeth. I don't want any stringy bits yet. Let's pull those out. Oh, just a glutton for punishment. Let's do this. So I'm going to, looking at this, and I want to kind of bring these ridges up too, but I've got like these two teeth parts here, so I'm going to bring in a pretty good piece of cotton and stretch it all the way across this and kind of create a hump right here, feather that down into that, and basically kind of pull this all together and where it separates out here. If that made any sense to you whatsoever, you'll see in a minute, right? You'll see what I'm talking about.
Coat some real pumpkin seeds and tinted orange silicone and threw it on it. Or he coated some real, okay, yeah.
Yeah, real pumpkin seeds would be
Kind of cool, yeah.
cool on these things.
Like coming out of it or something.
In the mouth or whatever, dangling down. I can take my brush and kind of smash in, like, I'm going to go over this texture. I'm not really going to leave it, but while this is, we got a layer of mache paste on the outside and we're just cutting on the inside, you can actually take a brush and dig in. See that? And you can create textures with that as well by adding some force. But I'm going to build this up a little bit more and make this a little more rounded off right here and pull some more into here. And I'm going to do another small one right there and pull that down into this tooth as well. That's where I really feel like it starts to bring everything together on these. There I am right in front of the deal again. How about that? And now I really got to be careful since I'm just using such a small piece of cotton that's really barely on there. I really got to saturate this first before I start playing with it. But we'll get it here in just a minute. Is everybody getting excited, man? Halloween's not too far away now. If you haven't been building and you need to be building, you should be building now for sure, because we're going to be running out of time really quick, and Halloween's going to be here. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool there. Like that.
Just because is it kind of raised up? Is that kind of like?
Yeah, see, so we worked on, can you see how I pulled that away and raised that up on the bottom, and then we gave it a little bit of a hump, on the top part. To me, doing that, it seems more like the pumpkin flesh, right? It's come alive. It's not just a carved out thing. This thing opened up, we got all this stuff going on. I like that. I think it adds a lot more interest to whatever you're doing when you add this type of detail to it. I think it's cool. I like it, but that could just be me. And you can take your cotton too, like this was out like this, and I'm going to place this right here. I can go ahead and shape it a little bit if I wanted to, just by folding it over and smashing it down and get a little bit of that teardrop shape, right? I'm going to thin it out a little bit more than that.
I posted a video on my Snapchat last night, and Stephanie says, "Oh my goodness, those dogs are huge. I bet they eat a lot." Of you playing with the dog,
Oh, yep. Yeah, they're pretty good sized dogs. What are you doing, kitty? Oh. This is not the place to be, Snickers.
Oh, something freaked them out.
I think it was just Snickers.
Maybe. Do you not like the cat surface? What is getting loud?
Hmm?
Is it just your computer?
It's just a computer. It's the fan.
Mm-hmm. I just don't feel like I've ever heard it before.
Yeah. You just have to pay attention.
Are you trying to say I don't pay attention?
Sometimes you don't pay attention.
At least he admits it. That's what you're saying.
I want to make that flow just a little bit better right there. Gosh darn it. What?
This is the tedious part, huh?
Yep, this part's super tedious. But you can do some pretty cool stuff with this if you just take the time. All right, it's gotta be something to talk about while I do this.
Snickers, what are you doing?
Is she back in here?
She's back here. She's sniffing everything. She's like right behind you.
I thought she
Snick. What are you
took
doing?
off.
What are you doing, kitty? Hmm? Nope, she's right there. So loud.
She's pretty vocal.
You're loud, kitty. You know what? At least she doesn't wake me up in the morning like the other cat, so.
Yes. Come on, get off of there. I don't want you right there. All right. So there we go. We're starting to get a little more texture, bringing that stuff up and down. We're going to do the same thing on this eye. And then basically I'm going to work this way all the way around, doing all these individual teeth. And like I said, I'm going to bring up a kind of a cheek thing right here, raise that up a little bit so the grin's a little more menacing from the top, rolling through. Just little bitty sections at a time. This is not, like I've said before, this totally is not the easiest way to do a pumpkin. But man, it looks cool. And if you want a lighter pumpkin, whatever, it's kind of the way to go. Let's try to readjust again. Trying to keep it so you guys can see what's happening. It's kind of difficult. $11 people still, right on. I'm trying to keep that as close as I can, but I just can't. I've got to be able to see.
Right.
How do I want to do this? I'm going to try to do this one a little bit different than the other one. I'm going to work this one over a little bit different than the other eye. I'm not going to make it the exact same way. But we're going to start a hump right here and then bring that right around that point right there. And then I'm going to add another one right here. So this one's going to have a different textural look than that other eye. Basically, what gave me the idea to do this is I saw videos in the past where guys that use latex building up basically zombies and things on skulls and stuff using latex and cotton. I always thought it was a really cool look. But I never ran out and bought latex because I'm cheap. Right? I think we've established that. But I had Mache paste, and cotton balls are cheap, so yeah, we're going to change up the shape here just a bit of this eye. Let's see, how do I want to deal with this part? Let's play with this one and see what we're going to do. Oh, I got a new video all put together. I'm going to release it Monday morning on one of these other projects. Well, it was a man-eating plant project. So it'll be another little 12-minute video to watch on that. Built a man-eating plant just using stuff from the Dollar Tree. And he turned out pretty cool. It could be better, I'm sure. But I still thought it was pretty cool. I'm probably going to add on this other one so it looks more like this one. The same way, but let's continue that on down. See, now this one, can we pick that up? See the difference in this one? We got a little texture here and here. It look like two separate pieces. I'm probably going to build that up a little bit thicker right there, so that's more pronounced.
So Vic says truck is in the garage, my computer's in the garage, so I have to wait to get everything fixed to video.
I understand completely how that goes. That's one thing that always will crack me up is unless you've done YouTube videos and really try to sit down and kind of make them entertaining or doing whatever, you're just watching. You have, for the most part, people have no idea how much time it takes to do those videos. Do them vidges. I could definitely make way more Halloween props if I wasn't videoing. right in there. Mm-hmm. I have a theory that you can pretty much make anything out of anything if you just take the time. What?
I've never heard of that place.
Heard of what place? Is there a conversation going on that I don't even know
Anyone
about?
is starting to get candy together for Halloween.
Publix?
Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
We don't have any around here.
What is it?
I think Publix is like I think it's just kind of like a Walmart type of thing or something like that. Is that right? We don't have Publix in this area. What exactly? How would you describe that? I know there's a lot of places already.
The grocery store.
Grocery store. I know there's a lot of places already putting Halloween decorations up for sale. Which that's come a long ways because it used to be you wouldn't find anything for Halloween until like October or right before October.
They're putting up Hobby Lobby. Whenever I went and got some of that 4th of July stuff on sale, they were putting up harvest stuff, but they don't really sell Halloween stuff there.
Yeah, they stick to the harvest, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm. I'm cold.
I can't believe you're cold.
I know. It's weird. Hobby Lobby already has Christmas stuff. Oh, I didn't see that the other day. You're probably right though. I feel
That doesn't
I
surprise
feel
me
like
at
they
all.
could live with Christmas stuff like all year in there. They like have the best Christmas stuff though. I try not to go there very often because I get in trouble. I spend way too much money.
That's for sure.
I've gotten better though, because the other day when Bree, my daughter, and I were out shopping, she's she was looking for stuff, but she was like, "Oh my God, look at this and look at this and look at that," you know. And I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, I kind of wouldn't mind getting that something." And then I was like, "No, I don't need that." I was like, "Your dad's trained me well. I'm getting better." And she laughed.
Stores have to put stuff out super early so they can mark it down to sell.
Oh, I see that, but it drives me crazy.
I don't mind Halloween stuff being out right now,
Of course not.
but I think it's a little too early for Christmas.
Yeah, but Hobby Lobby always puts it out early.
Yeah, but holy cow. This is super early.
But people will start buying it or start looking at it anyways.
I know I'm probably not in camera view, guys. I got to get some eyeballs on this. I'm changing this facial structure up, and looking at it from the side doesn't really help. And that's it. When you're doing your face with this stuff, you can make this as fast as you want it to be, or depending on how much detail and what you're trying to do, you can spend a ton of time on the face. But I don't know, let's turn this light off. Let's see if we can get some more. Cast some more shadows. It's hard. Oops. I don't know if you guys can see. It's really hard to tell all the definition and the different things that's going on in this pumpkin, but there's quite a bit. So hard to see it on this camera, but that'll focus in a little bit. There's quite a bit that we're adding in. When we go to paint this thing, all this stuff we're putting in right now, that's when this stuff is really going to show up. And it'll make a huge difference. Huge difference. Yeah, I've noticed that Hobby Lobby doesn't really do Halloween per se. They basically do just harvest, which I have their reasons for that. But I do like they got some cool stuff in there. Just because what they're selling isn't labeled Halloween doesn't mean you can't buy that stuff and turn it Halloween. I've done a whole lot of that. You okay, babe?
Mm-hmm. I should have got his restroom. I'm changing this. I put some sweats on. They're cold.
No, it sounds like you're tripping something in there.
No, I picked something up.
Getting some of these stringy bits out of the way.
I don't think the stringing looks bad though.
No, some of them I'm going to intentionally leave, but right now I am not trying to. I'm focusing more on the shape, and then after the stuff dries out, I'll probably throw some stringy bits here and there and let it come down. Because even after this dries, see, I've really built up around the eyes. I'm really getting some height around here. And once I'm basically kind of go around all this, I'm going to let this dry up, and then this will get stiffer. So I'll let this stuff dry up, and then I'm going to come in on all these bottom parts of these teeth, and I'm going to fatten those up a little bit too, and bring them in and bring them out more. It'll be a lot easier to do that once I do this first section, get it laid up, and let it dry. As I try to raise some of these, I don't put too much pressure and flatten out any of this other stuff that I've already done. I'll do it from time to time. We just do it in stages like that. And then the stem, you can take cotton and run cotton all across this, and then press, give a detail by smashing in. You can make that. You know what? I'm probably going to do it. I was just going to use 8 carton clay and tell you guys how to do it with cotton, but I'll do this one with cotton too, so you can see it. What's missing, babe?
I'm just fancy. I want to clean.
No, you can go do whatever. I told you that.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying I'm empty.
I didn't think it would be super busy and talkative this morning. I had a feeling. I had a bit of a feeling.
We need to find that perfect sweet spot time. Time.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too.
I mean, 5 wasn't horrible. It was just.
I'm trying to find, like Carrie's talking about, trying to find like the best time to kind of do live stuff. I'm doing live stuff for people to see and get engagement, not engaged with you people, but you guys talking back and forth. I'm on the Ticker Talkers too. If any of you guys don't know that, every once in a while I'll
TikTok?
do a little video on the TikTok. I'd go live on TikTok, but you got to have so many followers to do that.
You do?
Yep. I am not that popular on TikTok. No. I'm a has-been. Washed up.
I don't think that's it.
Been off the
We just probably need to add more content on there. Get people to follow you and stuff.
I've got string bits everywhere. Let's see if we can get some paste inside here. Oh, you all right?
Yep, I'm good.
My wife's trying to kill herself.
No, not.
She got antsy. She couldn't handle just sitting here. So now she's making noise.
I am making noise, yes. I'm saying.
If you hear any loud crashing in the background, that's just her falling over. Don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah,
It'll be all right.
We're used to me falling down all the time. I'm kind of a klutz.
Wouldn't be the first time she's fell down and smashed her head.
I know, I'm surprised I'm even alive sometimes, guys. I've literally fallen down my stairs 100 times and literally don't need any help. It's just, unless that ghost pushes me down, I don't know. Are you saying anything?
Dang! $3.99.
What?
Well, gas at Walmart. She just passed gas station in Walmart.
But where at? Where does she live? I don't remember.
She's in Oklahoma, correct? Right?
Oh,
Yes.
What's it?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's what earlier.
Nope, go back up. Up more. No, it's not her. It was
Oh,
Kim.
Kim's in Oklahoma.
Yeah, see?
All right.
I know what I'm talking about. Jay doesn't.
Well,
Alabama. Ha.
Alabama.
I knew I was right.
Gas has come down a little bit here. I think the other day was, and here's what's sad is I was happy it was like $4.41 or something like that, and I was like, oh yay! And it's sad that I'm saying yay for $4.41.
Yeah, it is kind of sad.
That's still way too high. Man, I remember. I mean, I'm not super old, but man, when I was in school, I still remember gas at under $1. Under $1. I had a big old Lincoln Continental that was my dad's, and when he passed away, I wound up getting that car. And I used it through high school. It was such a fun car, man. A lot of us piled up in that car and went and did things, but shoot, back then I could fill the tank up on that, and I had a big old 460 in it, and I could fill the tank up on that thing for like $10 or something like that. It was awesome. I was never worried about gas mileage at all. That was like the furthest thing from any thoughts in my head ever. My brother at the time, he was always about gas mileage, buying littler cars that got good gas mileage, and I'd always laugh at him and be like, who cares about gas mileage? Well, I do now.
She says I remember it being 69 cents when I started driving legally.
Yeah, it was cheap. You didn't have to think about it. You just roll up to the pump, whatever. You're out of gas, whatever. Roll to the pump, $5-10, whatever. You're good to go. Those were the days. I remember a motorcycle barely putting anything in. Motorcycle would get it full and take off. $2, buck, whatever. It wasn't much.
He was ahead of his time.
Who's ahead of their time? Oh, Les was. Yeah, I would say so.
What?
Because he was always worried about gas mileage.
Oh yeah. I heard you talking about it. I wasn't totally paying attention, to be honest.
That doesn't surprise me. See, I'm getting these stringy bits, and they look pretty cool. You can leave them or whatever. I'm grabbing these things and kind of tucking them back, because when I do my next layer after this stuff dries up, I'm going to pull probably some of that stuff down and have it look a little more gnarly in the mouth. Cotton's fun that way. You can get these cool, gnarly, stringy bits coming down and do things with them, but it can also be annoying at the same time when you're not wanting them just yet, and then you're fighting them. Woo!
What did you do?
I let go a little early. But now we're getting some detail on this face. Bringing it out. I'm going to do these cheeks on the side, and we're going to run a little bit around the bottom of that, and I'm going to call that good. Is breakfast still down here?
No, it's upstairs. You want me to get it?
Sure, one or something. Just tide me over since it'll be lunch here pretty soon.
Yeah, I was eating cookies for breakfast, but it made my stomach hurt. I don't know how kids do that stuff.
Yeah, since we got up. Oh, hey.
What?
Can you give me some more caffeine?
Yeah, 2 scoops of sugar.
You're just we're out of sugar. So there's the one thing that doesn't have sugar in it, labeled sugar, the old sugar container. It's got the whatever, like stevia or whatever that junk is. Only like a spoonful. That stuff's crazy sweet. I don't know if any of you guys don't use sugar or whatever, but Jason, what's up, brother? Nice to see you on here. We kind of, the family's trying to get me all the way off sugar, so they bought, I don't know what it was. It's like, it's a sweetener, like, I don't know. Anyway, man, that stuff's pretty stout. You can't just, it gets real sweet real fast. Way faster than sugar. Oh, awesome. Hello. Hopefully your weather's good in Argentina. Hey, Jason, I saw that you sent me that picture of all the foam stuff you're working on. Dude, that's a huge project, man. That's going to look awesome. I wasn't ignoring you at all. I just been freaking crazy busy, dude. But I dig that. You got a lot of work on your hands getting that all together. I need to do some facade stuff for the house so I can change things up quite a bit. But I always just find myself making stuff like this, and then all of a sudden it's Halloween and I don't have anything for a cool facade. And then every year I tell myself the same thing. Next year I'm building a facade. And yep, a lot of times that doesn't happen. We need to bring this over just a little bit more. I really wish my lighting was different here so you could really see the difference that some of this makes. I mean, I know the camera's picking it up a little bit, but it's not picking it up near as much as what this really looks like. But whenever I paint it, it's going to be a lot different. It'll all come out when I paint it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're awesome.
I know. Cookie?
Absolutely. Breakfast of Champions right here. I'm so hungry.
Argentina. Wow.
I know, right? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like honey too. Yes,
Did you
you're correct.
try your coffee?
Yes, I just tasted my coffee.
Did it taste good?
It does.
Because I knew where some sugar was. I always keep a little bit for you.
You do.
Don't like that other sugar.
Sometimes that sweetener stuff gives a bad aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
It just tastes.
Right, but you just
I don't
kind of
know.
have to
It's probably
get used
because
to it. It is fake.
I'm addicted like
Probably.
everybody else in the country.
Right.
Oh man, I need my. Is my phone down here?
Yeah, it's behind you.
All right, I'm going to ask you to do me a big favor.
And you're full of it today.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you if you could take that and turn it to video
Mm-hmm.
and like come over my shoulder or something and get some video of it.
What?
What I'm doing here,
Really?
because I'll make a Tic Tac video out of it
Why do you say that?
because it's funny.
If you say so. Or just you doing this?
Focus more on the pumpkin than me for sure. I think I'm going to add a little more right there. Raise that up. Okay, that's good. Is Cooper still on here?
I think he just said hi and left, maybe.
He's like, what? It's Saturday morning. Are you crazy? I'm not.
He
Got other
probably
things
has
to do.
chores and stuff, though. I mean,
Well, I take that back because it's not like back when we were kids when Saturday morning was cartoon day.
till like noon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that anymore.
What is that face? What is that little guy?
I don't know what that little guy is. Jason's working on I got all this big foam, like the bigger blocks like I've had.
No, woman's coming. I wish I could go beat my dog.
I wish the new t-shirts would show up. I ordered some more Unhinged shirts for myself and Carrie and my daughter,
There's a package for them.
and they are taking forever to show up. Okay, there we go. We got a little, man, let's see if I can get the angle. See, we got a little raised up on the cheek here. That'll give it some more expression whenever we're looking at that later on. Gonna run the same thing on this other side over here. Then we're gonna do a little bit on the old bottom teeth here. Play with those. And then I'm gonna have to let it dry so I don't destroy everything that I'm working on. Yeah, right on. Glutton for punishment, right? All you guys into it with me that decided to do this as a class, to feel the torture of playing with cotton and make you question your life decisions on why you're doing any of this at all. Right? Right. 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 Oh. Do what? Oh, is that what? Did she have them?
She had a package. I went up there. It says, yeah, Unhinged Productions.
Oh, sweet. Let me get this piece on here and we'll have a look.
You would think that he would quit barking at the mall lady because, like, she's not mean, but.
Let's see. I gotta stop this real quick. Here we go. I'm gonna turn this. Stop this real quick.
Oh, I didn't get cut.
Hello, everybody. How are you? It's an unboxing. We'll do a YouTube live unboxing. Yeehaw! Oh, there we go. There should be 4 shirts in here. There's a large. There's a 2X.
Medium? Or regular large?
2X. And nope, large. Everybody got large just besides me. All right. See, I got this. My shirts are wearing out. I had another, but anyway. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Got some fresh shirts. Yeehaw.
You hear our
I
cat?
finally got in today.
What?
Right on. That makes me happy. I'd rather had that before I started this, but
What? What? Listen, can you hear her?
yeah, I don't. Can you guys hear that cat whining?
She wants a treat because she came in from outside because she thinks she's a dog, guys.
Yeah, we got this cat. She
like
was
oxygen deprived, I think.
So before we got this black cat named Reaper, and before I got her fixed, she wound up getting pregnant. Yeehaw! So we had all these kittens to give away, and this one came like way late last, and she was really the runt. And the cat's just really weird. My wife took a liking to this little cat, so we kept it. But like, my house is divided up. I got a basement that I finished out and all that stuff, and our bedroom's down here, and then we got, you know, the main floor. And upstairs, she's like super skittish. She acts like we beat her all the time, and we don't. She's just really weird. Down here, she's down here, and then she wants petted. She wants loved on. Wants all your attention. But she's been going outside because my cats are inside, outside, whatever. They roam everywhere. And she learned by watching the dogs, like we got shot collars and beep them, let them know we're going to go outside. She picked up on that and realized when she heard the beeps, the dogs were going to go outside. So that's when she first started wanting to go outside, was when the dogs would go outside. And it took her a long time to get brave enough to actually go out the door, but she finally did. And then she realized that when the dogs came back inside, yeah, they got treats. So now she thinks that if she just were coming, like, she could be outside all day long or all night long, whatever it is. Not that she's going outside to pee or do anything like that. She's just being outside. And now she thinks, because she's watched the dogs and learned, that when she comes inside the house,
She gets a treat.
she gets a treat.
But she loves treats. Like, she literally loves them.
And she's
spoiled because I spoil her.
yes, my wife completely spoils that cat. But she is so crazy, like
She's kind of
loud.
just
She will meow and meow and meow. It's very annoying.
Yeah, she'll wake you up in the morning too if your alarm goes off and you just lay there and want to sleep for an extra couple of minutes. No, that's not happening. She wants to get up and go outside because that's her favorite place to be now. So yeah. But I love her. He's a sweet baby.
Oh, you know what?
You know what?
I showed off the shirts, but I should say in the description there's a link to my Etsy store where those are sold out of, because that's the only thing I sell off of Etsy.
The only thing I would say is that whoever he's going with this time, you need to probably hang dry them because the print comes off a little easier this time around, and I don't understand why, but it must be the way they're doing it.
Yeah, I need to pay attention to that. Go back in and see if I can find some, because there's several different print people you can use, and I need
It looks
to
really good though. It's just
someone else were, because my original shirts before COVID and all that happened and things changed, and I had to change the people who were printing it. Those shirts held up for, because I wore the crap out of those shirts, and they held up for a long time.
Very true.
I pretty much, if I'm not working, it seems like these are the shirts I wear all the time.
He needs to have like 100 of them in the closet. That's all he wants to wear. I wash them constantly.
I need to do a new design. Like I did the design on this one, and the pumpkin on the back is actually a pumpkin that I made, and that pumpkin went to, I don't know if you guys, some of you guys I know follow through the haunt community. Some of you guys are just on YouTube. So those that are within the haunt community, you guys will know Tater with Froggy's Fog.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The pumpkin that's on these shirts is the pumpkin that I made and went to him. So it was an actual picture of that pumpkin, and I am no digital artist or anything like that, nor do I even have the stuff to really do that with. And I used a free form of deal that I found to kind of convert that around and turn it into a shirt, and it took me like 4 days to do that. So,
I like your art being on it, but I really love that picture. I feel like you should put that on. I guess, would you need to ask Otis though?
No, because Otis made that for me. I paid him to make that design for me.
Okay.
That's an actual Unhinged design that Otis created for me.
I feel like that would look cool on a shirt too.
But I'd also like to do a shirt that had like one of the Scarecrow Jacks that I made on it. I think that'd be really neat too. Little selfless promotion. Go out and get yourself an Unhinged t-shirt today.
Are you trying to talk like the twins?
Oh no, I can talk like the twins if I wanted to. Easy. Oh, I'm getting glue everywhere. Thing you got to pay attention to too. If you get strand around the back, brush that stuff out or it'll actually make ridges that you'll see. Like if I didn't get, you guys can kind of maybe see that stuff now. There's a ridge here. If I had blended out now, that would actually settle up enough that it'll leave a ridge, and when I go painting it, you'll see it for sure.
Hmm.
All right, I need
Let's see the back of the shirt again.
back of the shirt again. Okay, let me. And hello again. Ooh. Welcome.
You're such a giver.
So here's the back of the shirt. So that pumpkin is an actual pumpkin that I made. Like I said, went to Tater. And then around the pumpkin, it says my tagline I say all the time, making something from nothing, all the way around it. And then Unhinged Productions across the front. I want to do another one that has some more of my stuff, like Scarecrow Jacks or whatever, or maybe a collage of different things that I made or whatever. They're pretty neat. It's fun.
It's a nice shirt.
Thanks.
Sorry, I was driving, didn't get to see it.
So did you get to see it right then? Berlina, tell me. I'll show it to you again if I need to. And if you like them, buy like 1,000 of them. That'd be awesome.
No, 1,000 is a little too much.
Oh. I'm eating on camera.
Do it all the
How
time.
rude. So rude. All right.
Is the cup big enough? We love my big
My
cups.
coffee cups.
I have bigger ones.
Yeah, these are actually small compared to some of them she got.
Well, I don't know if you've ever seen. I don't think you probably have. I don't know. But what was the name of it? Gilmore Girls was a show that came out a long time ago, but I watched it like years ago. I really liked it, and they always had these big, huge cups. And so then I started seeing them everywhere, and I just started becoming obsessed with big cups. So yeah, those were actually gifted to me though from somebody for Christmas one year. We had an office party thing, but yeah, I had bigger ones. So
I'll have to bring
yeah, she got to see it.
this out right here. Now I'm just going to work on kind of fattening up some of these teeth on this bottom side here. And once I do that, then she'll be able to set and dry. I'm not going to do the stem yet because I'd rather have, shoot. Yeah, I'll do the stem. I'll do the stem before I quit so you guys can see it. Because tomorrow I'll add more on to some of this stuff. I'm not going to film that. That way, you guys that are following along, kind of like the class next week, we can paint this thing, and then we can call it done. And then you guys can deliberate amongst all yourselves and tell me if you want to do another live deal for something else and sit around for hours at a time watching me talk about nothing.
My wife uses a 48-ounce cup, coffee mug, and then the one says that's okay, we all have to eat. And then Jeffrey says, "Do you have a website?" ? Used to.
I used to have a website.
Nobody liked it.
I had a website that I tried to do years ago where I was asking like $2 to subscribe or whatever. They had all these videos on it. It's not there anymore. So the bottom of this live feed, there should be a link that goes to because all I have right now is the YouTube channel. I do have a Patreon channel or Patreon, whatever, not really channel, but I do things on that Patreon. Then I've got the Halloween Paper Mache Facebook group, which there's a link at the bottom for that as well. And then just Facebook. So basically it's YouTube, Facebook. There is a Unhinged Productions Facebook page. And there's my personal Facebook. And then there is Halloween Paper Mache. And I believe there's links for that stuff below there.
And your Etsy.
And then my Etsy store that has the t-shirts for sale on it. So if you're looking for the shirts, there's a link on here that goes to the Etsy site, and the only thing I have on Etsy for sale is this shirt. That is it. There's nothing else there.
Yeah, he said he used to as well. On, yeah, and Berlin says thank you, and then I'm going to find you on Facebook and Etsy. Cool. Did you just now find him on YouTube?
Oh yeah, so
I'm curious.
Jeffrey, yeah, curious. Did you just come across this boring video today? If you did, and you want to see more of how this thing came along,
He says nope.
Okay, awesome.
Orlana says, need a shirt with something, picture on front. I have very long hair, can set on it long. Covers the back of shorts up.
Yeah, I was debating that, doing one with the design on the front, so
yeah, maybe you should do that.
I'll have to do some of that.
Jeffrey says, I love what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
He loves it too. He wants that job. I just found y'all yesterday. I've been creeping on all your videos, getting ideas for this year.
Awesome. There's quite a few, and that's the thing that I wish. I had the website. I had all those. It was like behind a paywall, of course, because I'm trying to
just get a little extra, yeah.
Create a business for this thing. But anyway, even with the website, like you could go to it, and then it had all these tutorials listed out, like different style pumpkins or whatever it was. And so then you clicked on it, and then if they were like a 4-video separated up deal, you just saw them all right there. I've tried to on YouTube take all the tutorials that I got there, like some of them are like 4 or 5 videos to get you from finish to completion, and I've tried to make individual playlists for every single one of those. But unless you're like on the computer looking at that, it's hard to see that stuff. So that's the only thing I don't like about YouTube, is that I can't group. It's hard to navigate and just find everything.
Right.
That becomes kind of a pain in the butt. And I wish it was a little bit different, but I don't run YouTube, so.
And Jeffrey said I'm a big Halloween decorating nut. So is Jay. Came to the right place. I love that you use paper mache. This could be cool ideas for me and the kiddos to make together. How does it hold up being outside in the elements? That's Zabra wants to know.
So everything I do, it all goes out in the elements. But if you've watched any of the videos, you'll know that my mache paste is Type Bond 2, wood glue, and water. Type Bond 2 is kind of weather resistant. It's not weatherproof. So everything I do, I'm trying to, in each step, trying to add some weatherproofing to all of it, right? So we use Type Bond 2 and wood glue for paste. That helps out. And then before next week, when I go to paint this, while this is what I consider this one's dried up like this, raw. So while it's raw, I will take spar urethane and I'll coat it inside and out with spar urethane. Then we're going to paint it, and we'll do color paint. Then after the color paint is done and dried up, I'll do another layer of spar urethane over the top of that color paint, and they hold up really well. I've got some of my mache projects that are 8 to 9 years old, and they've all been out in the weather for the full 30 days of October. They're still good. I've got some that I didn't make good armatures for, and that creates problems, especially with the weather. So you want to have a good strong armature. That's really, really, really a big key. Um,
So it can get wet, but you don't want it to stay wet for long. His question mark is what?
they can get wet.
I mean, they stay wet almost. It rains almost all the whole October. It feels like.
Yeah, for us, it seems like October's really, we get a lot of rain coming in October. And
He brings a couple of them in sometimes just because it
I
rains
brought,
so much.
well, there's been a couple that I brought in because I didn't weather seal them very well.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't, so I would bring them back inside so I just wouldn't ruin them. But other than that, all the ones that I treat and weather seal, I just leave them out there. To be super honest, they just stay out and they get rained on, and then sun comes out later on a couple days. They dry back up again, and if it rains again, they get rained on. I don't like trying to bring my stuff in and out, in and out, in and out.
Okay, so why do you put the spar urethane on it before you paint?
Because when it's like this, and this really soaks up, it's porous, really soaks up a lot of the paint and everything else.
Don't you put some on afterwards too?
Yes, so
Okay.
I'll put that spar urethane on first, like this, so it really kind of soaks that spar urethane up in. So I get a good layer of protection there. Then we do paint. A lot of times, sometimes I'll prime over that spar urethane, and then we'll do paint, and then we spar urethane it again. I just, every single advantage that I can give these things, I give them, because, like I said, they go out and they stay out. I don't bring my props in and out for weather.
I think last year was the first year I ever saw them bring anything back in, but it was because they weren't made. You did the ones that you had for the bar, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a few of them that I made for a bar, and I didn't have time to get them. I was in a hurry, and I didn't weather seal them because they were going to be indoors, and then I got that stuff back, and I used them for the display. So I was like, well, I can't leave them out there, so I brought them back in. And the only other time I really don't even do that, when we have like tornado warnings in October and stuff too,
He doesn't,
I just leave it out.
which amazes me sometimes. Makes me nervous, but
It's all either going to be there or it's going to be gone. I mean, if a tornado comes through and takes the house out, it doesn't matter if you're inside anyway.
true.
That type of situation is going to be bad all the way around. So,
Okay, what is that you're painting over the cotton balls? Is that liquid latex or your Mache paste?
it is my Mache paste
This is the one that found Shush.
because I'm a nut and I do everything with Mache paste because I'm cheap. Lots of people use liquid latex and cotton balls. That's what gave me the idea quite a few years ago to try it with Mache paste and see how it works. So this is my Tight Bond, wood glue, and water mixture that I'm brushing right over the top of these cotton balls. That's cool to have someone new on full of questions. I like the questions.
We're glad you found us. Well, it's mainly him. I'm just here to help.
I like the questions. It keeps things. See, with questions, I can talk more.
He feels like he's boring when he doesn't talk. So if you feel like you're annoying, you're not. We love it. Okay, what's your favorite decoration to make?
Honestly, my favorite thing to make are pumpkins because they're easy. This technique with cotton balls isn't super easy, but with Mache clay, they're real easy. So I might see if you guys want to do a live class on that. So I enjoy them. I enjoy making these, but I like. Oh man, I made some pumpkin jacks. They're fun to make too. So I'd say pumpkins are probably my favorite because they're easy, they're quick, they feel like Halloween, and then brown breakers. I've made some groundbreakers, and I really dig those too. They're a lot of fun to make. Anything Halloween, right?
Yep. Anything Halloween.
All right, I should put it like this. My favorite thing to make is whatever I'm currently making, generally. Except for this rabbit I started making a while back, and I don't have him done yet. The thing really hacked me off.
That's so true.
And I've had that happen too, where I've started some projects, didn't really like it, didn't like where it was going, and then stopped, and then wound up having ideas for other things and gone and worked on other things, and it might even be a year later and come back to that unfinished project, and all of a sudden I'll see it in a different light, in my head, and then finish that project up, and all of a sudden it'll be something I'm really happy with. So for the most part, I don't totally give up on my projects. They just get temporarily delayed sometimes. From being finished up. See these smaller bits here, this is what becomes extremely tedious. And like I've tried to explain, especially since this piece of cotton I put on right here is so small, I'm basically just dripping the paste on there. Really got to get that saturated with paste before I can try to manipulate it with a brush. Because if you don't, you'll move this cotton everywhere. It'll just drag apart on you. I gotta add a piece in right there because that's not.
I've been on here for almost 3 hours, babe.
Yeah,
I guess it's fine. I was just telling you.
Well, these, when I'm doing it like this, it takes time.
I know.
So I can either stop and let people go on about their day and make their pumpkins, and then continue it. I still have to continue it no matter what. So it's either just leave live feed rolling until I get through this, or
I'm not complaining. I was just telling you.
Mm-hmm. Baby, now you've been on here for 3 hours.
I said almost 3 hours, and I wasn't hateful about it. Don't be hateful.
Can't you just leave all your people alone? And
I don't think you're bothering them.
No, I know I'm not. That's not.
He's being a shit, is what he's being.
I'm being a turd.
Excuse my language right now, but still.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get this done. I'm hungry.
That's what I say is I'm feeling pretty hungry.
I want to eat some real food.
Yeah,
Cookies just aren't cutting it.
What do you use for the legs on your pumpkin?
Just for the what?
Legs.
Legs. On which pumpkin? The pumpkin demon that has arms and legs? Or like Scarecrow Jack things? Give me a little bit better direction so I know what you're talking about, because it depends on what is being made. So close.
I thought I saw someone use soda bottles. If so, do you wrap them with paper mache, then clay or tape, then paper mache? You've used soda bottles.
I've used soda
ways.
bottles, and I've used soda bottles. I have used 2-liter pop bottles. I've used water bottles like this.
Pumpkin demon.
Okay. There was a werewolf I made, and I got a video on it, and I did a lot of 2-liter bottles, and then these bottles and things like that. And then, yeah, I wrapped, I used this for form, bulked it out, and then strip mache over the top of that. The pumpkin demon, when I did him, because I wasn't going to film that whole thing, so that's why there's not a whole lot. Some of the stuff is missing. I took a metal hanger, and I cut the metal hanger in half, so I had a rod in the center. And then I wrapped that metal hanger up with a whole lot of newspaper, bulked it out to get the shape of the legs, taped it all up. So I basically got my shape of my legs with that. And then the hanger in there was, I could move it, right? So basically, hanger wire wrapped up with newspaper to bulk it out. And then kind of put it up to the pumpkin, seeing what I wanted, made my bins. Once I made my bins, retaped everything, and then strip mache that all up separate until I had 2 hard legs. Did the same things with the arms, exact same things. And then even at that point, after your strip mache dries, if you really wanted to bend it again, you can cut through your strip mache, open that stuff up, make another bend, retape, and then re-mache over it again if you want to change your angles if you didn't get them quite right. So basically, it was just wire hangers and newspaper and tape, and then a whole lot of strip mache.
That's great. I don't feel the best. This headache is whooping me today, guys. I get headaches almost daily, but today this one's really, you've got me going.
Go eat, baby. You'll take care of yourself, and as soon as I'm around this part right here,
No, but last time I left, they started talking a lot.
Yeah, it was okay. Because, I mean, where the camera's set up right now, they're not looking at me, so I can look over there and see what's going on. Try to see what's going on.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave. I'm glad I was able to hang out with you. Hope everybody has a good weekend. And you need to tell Jay when the best time is for him to do it, because I don't know. We need to have a poll or something somewhere so everybody can say something about it. I don't know.
I'll tell you, the only thing that's kind of nice about doing this on a Saturday morning is
you got your whole day.
Yeah. Once I'm done doing this creating, then we got the whole rest of the evening to go do whatever we want to do.
And
that's kind of nice.
I really don't feel like 5 is a bad time. It's just a weird time. I know for us anyways. Like if we could do it either after or I don't know. It's just, I don't know. If anybody has a good idea on times,
tell us what you think. I don't know. Maybe right now is okay. I know some people aren't on here, but that could be the other reason. So anyway, so peace out, guys. Have a good weekend.
Carrie's out. She got a headache. She's hungry. She's going up.
Let me know if you need anything, baby doll.
Okay. And I'm not out of here just yet. We got to finish up through here and then here. And then this will be, oh, and then I'm going to do the stem for you guys real quick. And then this thing will be ready to kind of set up and dry. And then tomorrow I'm going to play with it some more. See, she could just go upstairs and then get on her phone and watch, and she could just talk amongst the rest of you guys. Oh my goodness. 3 hours. I still got 9 people. I wonder how many of you guys that are on here now were here at the very beginning today and have hung this entire time. Because those of you that have done that, you guys are freaking champs, man. Champs. There we go. Cut through there. So Rob, you joined in about 20 minutes in. Dude, that's still, man, bro, that's a long time to be hanging. I know sometimes I'm thinking to myself that this could get pretty boring to watch. But it is what it is. "20 minutes in, and that's still a long time." Get on there. I'm gonna have to press that down. I'm gonna separate that a little more. Yeah, you guys can't see. That kind of sucks. So I just added another deal here. I kind of lost that crevice in that right there, but I'm going to push in a little bit here. I want some separation. I'm probably going to bulk. I'm probably going to bulk that out a little bit more and get some more separation between there and there. See if I can do that right now. Right off, really, you're about 30. And you've been, hang on. I got to go back and look at this again. Yeah, you're right. And people that don't do this have no idea how much time is involved in creating these things. Just crazy. People just don't get it. That's so funny. And Berlina, you you've been here the whole time, and you even took off and drove by Walmart and was still watching on your phone. I'm gonna have to say that's some real trooper right there. Keeping on while you're out running some errands. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, this tooth has got to pull in. Let's pull it. Let's pull it down to this one. Let's pull it down this other way. Mm-hmm. So close. Yeah, we'll get this, and then we're gonna do the stem. Um, and I'm gonna do the stem with cotton balls because I told you you could do it. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do it, but since I said you could do it, we're gonna do it, and we're just gonna use cotton balls to make the stem with, to detail the stem. The stem's already made. Oh, I like that. I like that shape right there. Let's do a little bit right here. That's awesome. Trip back to the bank as you pull over and make some comments. That's great. Um, the dark lines, paint the dark lines on this particular pumpkin or like the demon pumpkin or whatever. I'll do a type like this. I used to paint. I used to do like solid black and then dry brush white and then kind of do a deal over it. Anymore, here's how I achieve the dark lines when I'm painting. This dark line here on this one, that's uh, just the what we had before the paper mache underneath there before I did the cotton balls over the top because the cotton balls are holding this glue and it's just a different color. But when I'm painting, I'll start off with dark orange and do the whole thing dark orange all the way around. And then I start lightening up the orange colors and staying further and further away from these parts here. And by doing that and blending that out, then I create this dark line down here and then lightening everything up. Hopefully that kind of made some sense because that's exactly how we're going to paint this thing next week. So that will that should help. Next week should help answer all those questions on paint. I hope. And there's 14 million ways to paint too. Sometimes if I want to paint fast, I'll do the whole base it out in black and then dry brush white and then just kind of stain over the top of it. It's an effective way to paint. That's for sure. It works well and it's fast. There's just times I like to be a little more artsy fartsy with my paint. That's probably one thing you'll realize following in my stuff. A lot of times I'm going to show you the hardest way to do crap. All right, let's get this out of the way. So here we go. Gotten all the way around. I'm not going to, tomorrow I'm going to add some more, fill this in, bulk that up and blend that more with those, where it's more like this one over here on this side. I'm not going to worry about it today. We got some cool shapes going on here. We pulled some cool shapes in the cheeks here where we got that stuff raised up on each side. Paint this thing, all these lines and things like that, all this texture we've created and all these extra ridges. When we go to paint this, it's gonna look freaking awesome. But it looks pretty cool right now. I dig it. I like that. Doing all this extra texture to me makes it look like it's not carved out. It looks more real. So let's do this stem, right? Let me show you how I do things when I don't know exactly how I'm going to do things. So we're going to do the stem with cotton. Now I've done stems. I haven't really done stems with cotton balls. I've done stems with clay. Clay is always an easy one to do. I've done stems with just toilet paper by brushing it on and making it goopy around it. That does a good texture. Yeah, the texture is really going to pop when we paint this thing. Bella, you got to, Berlina, that's the thing. You've got to really look at your polyurethanes because anymore, like you got there, I've got one too they've got tints in them anymore. They got it kind of a stain. You used to be able to just get straight clear. And the last stuff I bought, polyurethane, wasn't straight clear either. It had a tint to it. So it dries, like you said, it gives a kind of a yellowish tint. If you search and look, you really got to look for clear. They'll say on the can whether it's tinted or if it's just clear. The one that I bought and I thought was clear, wasn't paying attention. I realized it was tinted, and so I still use it. But when I use the one that's got the tint to it, when I paint whatever it is, I'm going to seal with that polyurethane. I make the colors super bright, right? I'll bring the colors way out, make them real bright where it's like, oh, that doesn't even look like Halloween. It's too bright. And then when I use that polyurethane over the top, it's got that yellowish tint. It knocks back all that bright color and brings it back down to more of a Halloween vibe. So hopefully that made some kind of sense. All I'm going to do here, so we're going to get paste on the stem. And hey, if this doesn't work out perfect, just tell me I told you so, because yeah, I don't know how well this is going to work, and I'm just playing with it. So I'm going to chunks like out, right? Have small chunks. And I think this will be pretty cool. We're about to find out. This is either going to be pretty cool or I'm not going to like it and I'm just going to rip it off and throw clay over it. But we're going to give this idea right here a try. Like I said, I'm taking one piece of cotton, I'm tearing it into about 3 other little pieces. This may be enough. I may have enough torn out already. I don't know. I'm going to tear a few more. As always, it's better to have too much than not enough. This is how I did. Was this how I did either the binding on the pumpkin demon or some of the stuff on the pumpkin spider? I don't remember. I did some stuff like this, and I can't remember if I used the cotton or if I did it with I can't remember if I did it with the paper towels. Anyway, pulling these. I'm going to tighten these up a little bit. And then I'm just going to put this right against that. I'm going to brush and paste over that. Not really. I should have tore that top part off. Probably what I need to do is tear the top off. So I'm going to go just like this. I'm going to twist these things up, and I'm going to go all the way around this and make a viney looking thing. And I got you guys talking, and I missed out. Yellow sulfur sealer, yes. Have you ever thought about use actual stems? Okay, Zom, I have. Yeah, I've seen that too, where people use actual stems. I've thought about it, but I don't have pumpkins laying around to get the stems off of, so I've pretty much every single time I've always created my own stems and then either detail them with clay, because you can get some cool details with clay, or I've detailed them out with like a fast way to detail out is with I think I'm going to load this up first and then come back and paint the paste over it. I've just used, like I said, toilet paper and globbed it on and painted over it and then made it a texture for it, and it works. That's fast and works really good. And then you're correct. There's not really much that happens in Mache that would be actually irreversible. I'm going to pull that around that way. Oh, gosh darn it. Get back down there. Get back down there where you were. I'm going to have to go ahead and this. Oh, I know I got quiet again. I'm concentrating now. That's what happens. I think I got to concentrate. Reference pictures, depending on the making. So like I'll take advantage of images. Google Images is awesome. And depending on what I'm making, I will use reference pictures to get some on a lot of things. They kind of help out. But the more like really start creating, I'm doing, basically the more my imagination just kind of opens up, and I use less and less reference pictures. And then there are times if I haven't been creating for a while and I get an idea and I'm wanting to do something neat, I'll a lot of times look up reference pictures just for some inspiration, get an idea where to go. But when you're doing certain things, I'm telling you, look realistic or that has a certain look to it where you can't just get away with it being a monster or whatever. Oh, come here. I want you to move. Yeah, that's going to look okay. That's not going to look too bad. All right, so Berlina, there is on the channel, I do have a video where I made a pumpkin spider. People tell me it's not a spider because it only has 6 legs and not 8. Whatever. That video could give you, I mean, you can make a normal spider, you know, off of the ideas on that one. Then I do have an actual tutorial on making hands. And that's based in using a water bottle at first for the wrist shape and all that stuff. So that's a video. Go check out. I think that's 2 or 3 videos long. That should be in a playlist. And then I do have a video, but it's not really tutorial. There's these videos on these witches that I made years ago where I used a foam head, like wig head underneath, and created a couple witches. And it's just pictures, but you can get the idea of how they were created by watching that. That's right. Six-legged spiders just went and had a hard life. However, as I looked at it, I've never seen a pumpkin spider before. So in my imaginary Halloween world, a pumpkin spider could have 12 legs if I deemed it so. That's the thing. These are your creations. They can be whatever you want them to be. Using my fingers just to smash that down a little bit, flatten that out so they're not quite so round. And it looks more like in my opinion, that looks more like a stem. Whoops, that didn't work. That didn't work. Shouldn't have gone with that. I just grabbed it like crazy. What did I do with? Where did they go? I know I just have some new ones. Right here. See if I can fix that. Perfect. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. I'm starving. It's 3 hours. 3 hours into this. We're almost through this. I ain't even paying attention. Can you guys even see that? I wasn't even looking at what the video camera was doing. I was just concentrating on what I was doing. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's gonna work for sure. Dang it! Gotta be careful. I keep moving this thing around and grabbing this face that I just spent 3 hours working on. Smash details I just did. Gosh darn it. Ah. Once I get all the way around here, I got one more piece to put in here. I'll try to get as good of a close one. So you can see what it looks like. Yeah, I do that a lot. I'll mess up parts that I've already done or whatever, but I get too impatient anymore, and so I just try to get through it. Ooh. I'm a big proponent of trying 90% of things done in one setting. Unless it just gets too crazy and whatever I'm doing is just every time I'm touching it, I'm just there are points in time where you gotta say that's enough. Okay, I got to do 2 more pieces. I don't like the way that looks. By the time that dries up, that's going to look like a stem. It's going to look pretty close to a real stem. That's going to work. But I'll be super honest anymore. And I see there's lots of people out there that make pumpkins, and they really do a lot of detail on their stems, and their stems are just. And anymore, by the time I'm done, uh, detailing the face and going through all that stuff, honestly, when it comes to the stems, half the time anymore, I just jam them out as fast as possible. Either like I'll throw some clay on top of them and just rip it through real quick, or I'll throw some newspaper, toilet paper on there and just smash it down just so it has some texture, and then I move on. Just because you can spend 100,000 hours doing a stem, right? Okay. Trying to get some stuff out of the way here, people, and I will try to get you guys kind of a close up on the stem here. I got a bunch of excessive glue, so I'm going to try to get that. Maybe I can get and brush it out real fast. That might work the best. And I have got one heck of a mess down here. That works better. Oh, shit. Come on there. Yeah, I'm about to mess this thing up too. Myself. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what I can see if this will focus in. So, hold still. Focus. By putting those just random little lines rolling up that, by the time that this dries out, that should by the time that dries out, that should look pretty well. I think that's going to look pretty close to a real stem. It's kind of funky right now. It will shrink down just a little bit, but by the time that dries out, I think that's going to achieve stem. And at the moment, I'm just rolling back here and fixing up with my hands by moving this thing around so much. Where's my stand? Because it's going to go back up. Come here. Oh, crud. Just like that. All right, right on. Yeah. 3 hours. What? 3 hours. Just to kind of detail out the old face here a little bit. Like I said, I'm dry overnight. Tomorrow I'm going to come in. I'm going to add a little bit more detail on the upper part of the mouth there. Fatten some of those things up. This shrinks up a little bit. I may kind of bulk some more of it out. But I should be able to get that done tomorrow. That way we can leave it for all week long and let her dry out. So then next week, next Saturday, I'm probably going to try to do the same time in the morning. Already have it sealed and stuff. And we'll paint this thing. So for all you guys that are building along, we'll be painting next week. And next week, you're going to need paint-wise, if you're going to follow my technique of painting, we're going to have orange paint. You're going to have yellow. You're going to have some brown, some black, some white. Yeah, that should be it. Orange, yellow, white, brown, and black. Those are the colors that we'll need. Everything, assortment of cheap brushes. I don't ever use expensive brushes. We'll get this bad boy painted and we'll be done. So you guys that have hung out here for so long today, you're awesome. Glad you're here. Those guys that missed it, I missed you guys too. Hopefully we'll see those of you that weren't here this week next week. And I'm going to get out of here and eat some lunch / breakfast because I haven't had anything to eat all morning long. Lupin, you have a good weekend too. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed the lesson. Hopefully you did. I am going to get something to eat. Hey man, thanks for being here and watching. Hopefully if we do some more and you want to watch live classes, you guys can build right along. I think it's probably going to be the funnest way to do live classes like this, to build right along. Yes, Berlina, once your pumpkin dries up, before Saturday hits, you need to go ahead and do a layer of sealer on it first. And I would we're going to do that Saturday morning. I would be trying to aim to do your sealer Wednesday or Thursday, that way it gets all dried up before we paint. If something happens and you don't get this done in time to get it sealed before then, you might hold off on the first sealer just so you can paint and then do a second sealer. But you get this done between tonight and tomorrow and allow this thing to dry. Remember, keep it inside. If you got AC and stuff, that's going to help out. Keep it inside, put a fan on it, and just let it go. Let it get dried out. Try to get sealer on it by Thursday. That way it can dry out Thursday evening for you and Friday all day long. And then it'll be good and dry by Saturday. And then Saturday we'll paint. And you might as well too, and I'm going to recommend this because a lot of times if you put the sealant on there first and then you're using acrylics, that first bit of acrylics doesn't want to bite to it. Thing a rattle can primer, and after the sealer's all done, dried up Friday night or something, or you can even that morning, if you haven't primed it yet, you can prime it that morning because your rattle can primer will dry out real fast. And shoot it with some primer, and then it'll make the paint stick to it even better. I probably won't prime mine. I'll just fight with it. But anyway, hopefully that answers all your questions, and I'll catch all you guys next week, and tomorrow I'll post somewhere. the progression of what I did to this. Later, guys.